I was only out there for about 10 minutes and it is wild. The snow is definitely starting to pick up and the wind seems to have picked up as well. It seems the weather forecast was right after all. Yep, it is pretty wild out there and now snowing quite heavily. Welcome back everyone. You join me in a very cold Scotland, just a little bit up from the rest and be thankful. Today I'm heading to the summit of a mountain. I'm going to spend the night up there whilst we have a yellow weather warning for snow and ice. It's going to be very cold, but it should be a lot of fun. Come along for the adventure. I'm starting the hike on this nice forestry track, heading through Glenmore or Glenmore. Not too sure. You can see the sun shining through the trees there, and back there's a little bit of snow on that mountain, and I can't really see too much on that one, but it's not going to be this good track for very long, so I'll continue on and I'm sure we'll start heading upward very soon. Man, it's cold when you're in the shade. I think in my car it said it was like -1 degrees Celsius right now, with the possibility of getting down to -5 tonight. So it is going to be very cold, but as long as that big yellow ball stays out, I'm going to be happy. These trees are just about blocking it right now though, sadly. You can see it trying to shine its way through, but I think this is my turn off. Yeah, it looks like it is. So I'm heading up to a mountain, if you can read that, called Ben Donich. And it looks like I'm going to be going through a little woodland to start off with. Oof. This instant incline is definitely going to warm me up. This is fairly steep. Oh, getting there though. I thought madness had overtaken me already there. I could hear like a little baby crying. And I was like, where is that coming from? Turns out there's a little path on the other side of this woodland, so that makes sense. I'm not going insane quite yet. Holy moly, this is steep though. Insane. Okay, it looks like the initial steepness has slowed down a wee bit and we're back on normal terrain, or fairly normal anyways. Yeah, I like the look of that. I mean, would you just look at these views, people? I've only just started, and that is something else. That's the road down there where I started, and just look at these mountains. That glen looks amazing as well. I mean, what a place. Oof, this is a tight squeeze. Need a bit of bush trimming done here. Don't make it weird, guys. Keep it PG. Right, we made it through. Well, that's me out of the woods and I should be onto the open hillside now. But I've been doing so much yapping that I actually got overtaken, which is poor from me. So yeah, I need to get a move on. Get myself up this mountain. This little fence here must mark the end of the forest and the start of the mountains, and views over to the Archer Alps. That is something else. There are actually little bits of scrambling here and there, which is really good fun. It's obviously harder in the ice, you need to take more care, but I didn't expect that. I've done this mountain once before, but I don't remember anything about it. So it's basically like I'm doing a new hike right now, which is always good fun. Yeah, really enjoying it so far. This wind is picked up though, and it is absolutely frozen. You can see where I'm heading just up there. And there's actually some nasty looking clouds in the distance. I think that might be this storm heading our way. I'm going to take this opportunity to get a hat on because my head is getting really cold pretty quickly, and it's going to be even colder up there. Oh man, this bag is so heavy. Well, that is instantly better. Right, onwards and upwards. You know it's cold when I have to crack the hat out. It's definitely been a while, but I think it just makes me excited for the winter season. I think it definitely has to be my favourite. Let me know what your favourite would be in the comments. I'd be interested to know. How can you not love this though? Snow-capped mountains, Scotland. It really is something else. And I am heading up in that direction. Plenty of climbing still to go. It's definitely getting ice here now as well. Quite a lot on the ground. Look at this. So satisfying. And that is a perfect view down the Rest and Be Thankful with Ben Lomond in the distance. Pretty amazing. Okay, I have made it to the most difficult part of the climb, and we are quickly losing light out here, so I think I should crack on before it gets dark. So here it is. It's pretty interesting. It's just a wee sort of down climb, scramble type thing, and then I head up the other side, and I'll take you over here. There's some pretty cool views and some pretty huge drops as well, so I need to be careful. If I can stand on this ledge, look at that. Would not want to fall down there. Yeah, I think I'll get away from that edge before I do fall. But yeah, let's crack on with this little scramble and hopefully I don't fall. Oof, this is always tougher when you've got a big bag, and I'm afraid you're only getting one angle of this. I can't be bothered doing it again. This bit's interesting. I need to sit down here. Oh, there we go. I have made it. That was a success. Pretty tough though, isn't it? It really is quite steep, but I've made it. Right, with the hardest part out the way, and only about half an hour until sunset, let's get to the top of this mountain, because I definitely want to be able to pitch my tent before it gets dark out here. And in case you hadn't noticed, I have indeed hit the snow line. It's not completely covering the ground, but there is quite a lot of it. But the track looks fairly straightforward from here on, so let's get to the top. Okay, here we are, the summit trig point. Oof. There we go, and you can tell there is a storm brewing in that direction. I think I prefer the view that way. That looks a lot nicer. Oh, that is so nice to get that big backpack off. And this is the summit of Ben Donich. I think it's 847 metres high. The views are amazing and I'm going to savour them because we are forecast some pretty miserable weather for the next 24 hours. I think this is definitely my favourite view. You've got Loch Goyo and then I think that joins into Loch Long in the distance. And there's a little bit of light in that direction as well, which I think is helping. That's pretty amazing. You've got Ben Lomond right down the centre there, which always looks impressive from this angle. I think that little one is Knockcoinic, which is a Corbett. That one will be the Brack. You've got the Cobbler, and then behind that is Ben Arnane. You've got Ben Louvain and Ben Eames somewhere in there as well. And I think that's all I know. But this right here looks perfect to pitch my tent. I mean, I think I'll go there actually. That's super flat and right next to the summit. But I'm just going to enjoy these views for a few more minutes. and hopefully I don't freeze. Holy moly, my hands are actually going to fall off in a second. It's mental how cold it gets so quick. Let's get some gloves on. Oh, that is so much better. Right, let's get this tent up. Can't wait to use this big beast of a tent again, especially since it's meant to snow. As always, the first thing I'll do, if I can get them out, is get these poles up, just in case this wind picks up out of nowhere. Right, the poles are sorted, so we can forget about them and focus on getting this tent pegged out. Holy moly, this ground is rock solid. I think I'm going to have to batter these things in with a rock. Right, hopefully that won't budge. Now for the poles. Oh man, this has been pretty tough, but we're nearly there. Okay, that's pole number one. Well, the tent is pitched and it's looking good. As you can see, I'm pretty much right at the summit. That's the trig point just up there. And that took me way longer than it should, so it's pretty much dark now. It does get dark super early. You can see the lights from the villages in the distance. Oh man, that is so nice. Yeah, it's getting dark really quickly out there. And just to show you how cold it actually is, look at my water. The inside of that is starting to freeze already. That is pretty insane. But man, am I glad to be inside this tent. Let's shut this. Stop all that flappiness. That is pretty annoying. That was actually pretty tough going, but I am very glad to have the tent up and be inside it. I think I need to chill out for like 15 minutes though. So I'll get the stuff inside the tent set up and then I can just relax. I've decided to get in my sleeping bag for a little bit because I can't lie, it is very cold. I'm starting to rethink my decision to sleep at the top of a mountain, considering it's going to get even colder overnight. But, oh well, that's part of the fun. So yeah, I think I'm just going to lie down for a little bit and see if I can warm up. I'm definitely starting to warm up now. This is nice and cosy in this sleeping bag. Right, let's see how we're looking outside. Well, it looks like there's a little bit of snow, but nothing too crazy yet. I have definitely worked up an appetite, so I think I'm going to get some dinner on. I have got steak burgers, which I'm so excited for. And I've got some cheese, some rolls, and I even brought some burger sauce, but it's actually starting to freeze already. So yeah, I think I'm going to get my dinner made, because I am very hungry. Right, let's get these bad boys on the go. Not much of a sizzle. Don't think the pan is warm enough yet. But why not? We'll stick both of them on. Oh man, I am so excited for these. Right, let's give them a flip. Oh, they're doing pretty well. I'm actually not burning them. It can actually be pretty difficult to cook things like burgers on this pan, because as you can see the flame is pretty small, so it just doesn't spread very well. But so far they look pretty decent. It's actually warming up the tent as well. You can probably see it is pretty cold in here, but that's definitely helping. I think these might need flipping again. Listen to that sizzle. I might turn this up a little bit as well. Get some heat from this. Right, let's turn that off. It is time to get these burgers served. Got some rolls that have fallen apart in my bag. Oh man. There we go. Bon appetit. Oh my. That is unbelievable. And it is cooked to perfection, might I add. For all you that keep saying I've burned my food. Not today, I haven't. Well, those burgers were absolutely delicious. I must have eaten them both in like 2 or 3 minutes. Must be a record. And it's definitely warmed it up in here. The tent, like the inner temperature is not too bad now. So whilst I am warm, I think I'm going to have a look outside, see how it's looking. Right, wish me luck guys. Doesn't actually look too bad out there just yet. Oof, here we are. But I'm definitely going to shut this up. I do not want it to get cold in there. I did not shut up. There we go, that did. There's the summit trig point up there. And look at that, you can see the lights. I'm not sure where that is, but it must be a pretty big place. And then I'm guessing those are the lights of Ariker, I would think. And then I'm not too sure where that is in the distance. But here is the tent. The beast, and it seems to be holding up pretty well so far. Don't even need to put on the guy lines again. I think I'm just going to leave them tied up because I can't be bothered putting them away tomorrow. And seems to be holding up pretty well. I think I've just got 6 pegs in at the moment, and that seems to be enough. Man, it's cold out here. Right, I think I'm going to quickly take you up to the summit. Okay, here we are at the summit of Ben Donich. Whoa, there we go. And I think that might be Loch Goyle Head down there. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm still not too sure what that is in the distance. Someone maybe let me know in the comments. Whew, it is pitch black though, you literally cannot see a thing. I don't even know if you can maybe make out my tent. Just down there. But yeah, not too much to see out here. There's no sign of this snowstorm as of yet, but I'm pretty sure it will come. We've got a yellow weather warning for heavy snow and ice all throughout the night, which should be pretty interesting. But for now, I think I'm just going to chill out and probably get an early night. I think it's 8:30 right now, so I'll probably just go to sleep, to be honest. I've been outside, I've checked the tent is okay, and it's not even particularly windy right now, so I think it should be fine. So yeah, I think I'll just get an early night, and I will see you in the morning. Well, that snowstorm has definitely arrived. There is a lot more snow out there than there was yesterday. I think I'm just going to shut that up for now. Stay in here where it's nice and cosy. But you can see how much snow there's actually been. It's all sort of built up there at the side of the tent. It has been snowing quite a lot, but luckily, oh, I'm nice and warm and comfy in here. It's just past 8 o'clock now, and I think I slept pretty decent. Because of how late the sunrise is, you can actually get a pretty decent sleep when it gets closer to winter. But I'm pretty hungry, and I've got something slightly different for breakfast this time. Another one of these little bars, but it's a frosty bar. Never tried it, so might as well give it a try. Right, I think it is time for me to brace this weather and have a look outside. Not that I'm going to see much anyways. Definitely shut this tent up behind me. Let's head up to the summit. This is absolutely amazing. This is exactly what I expected. Almost white-out conditions for my first proper snow of the season. Oh, amazing. Here's the summit. Trig Point. Covered in snow as well. And yeah, you're not going to get many views up here, but still pretty damn cool. No one else up here as well. Just me. And the tent seems to have held up pretty well. I tell you what though, it is not warm up here. And I suppose you would expect that at the top of a mountain when it's covered in snow. So I think I'm going to head back to the tent. These conditions are definitely interesting. And I think the snow is actually to pick up as well in the next hour or so. There was a lot overnight, as you can see, but I think there's to be even more. You can see how a lot of it's been blown onto my tent. The snowdrift, look at that. That is pretty cool. And the tent is absolutely fine. I'm really impressed by it. It has survived the storm. I was only out there for about 10 minutes and it is wild. The snow is definitely starting to pick up and the wind seems to have picked up as well. It seems the weather forecast was right after all. Yep, it is pretty wild out there and now snowing quite heavily. It is nice and warm in here, so I really do not want to get out this tent. But I know I probably should if the weather's going to get worse, which it is forecast to do. So I think I'll give it another 5 minutes and then I'll make a move. Okay, let's do this. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. Oh, man, apologies if the audio's poor here, by the way. My mic has stopped working. It's that cold. But I think it is about time that I got this tent down and got out the weather. I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible. Well, there we go. The tent is down. As always, I have left no trace other than the big patch in the grass where I was obviously sleeping. You can see the summit trig point just up there, and it is still pretty miserable. Pretty much white out conditions, can't really see too much, so I'll need to be careful on the way down, which is in that direction. But I've got the ice axe out and ready, so let's get this in my hand so I can stab anyone that comes up the trail. But let's go. This descent should be pretty interesting, especially with all this fresh snow, and I'd be very surprised if anyone was making their way up in this sort of weather. So I think I might be the only person on the mountain. But yeah, let's crack on and see how we get on. It's just like a different world up here when it snows, especially when it's clagged in like this. I mean, look around, there's just nothing other than white. It's pretty interesting. Very atmospheric. I think I'm on the path right now. I do remember it going up and down again, but it's pretty hard to tell, so who knows. This part is actually fairly easy to make out though. You can see it just making its way along. It's like a wee sort of ledge. And every so often I just turn around and make sure I recognise where I've come from. So that big rock is pretty easy to distinguish. Apart from that, it's pretty much white out. Right, I have made it to this difficult scrambly bit, and there was pretty much no snow here yesterday. And now look at it, it's absolutely covered. Luckily I'm going up this instead of down it, so it should be a little bit easier. Here it is. It actually looks a lot taller when you're standing down here, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot more difficult in the snow, but I'll give it a shot. Jeez, look at that. That looks so daunting. The snow-covered mountain through the clouds. This mountain here is Ben An Lochan, and that's the mountain I pointed at yesterday and said there was no snow. And look at it now. And then over to the Arrochar Alps as well, absolutely covered. Really impressive. It just shows you the difference one night of heavy snow can make. And by the looks of it, it's just going to continue to snow. So it's going to get even deeper over the next few days, which is pretty cool. And I'm really excited for this winter season. But I think I'm just going to end the video here because it's fairly straightforward from here on. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's great to get the first snow of the season, and it's also great to get another summit camp in. If you have enjoyed it, then feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But for me and the beautiful snowy Scottish Highlands, I will catch you on the next adventure.